This dude is pissed. Let's break down what we know so far about this guy and how we think we can beat him. First off, let's look at his kit. Yeah, that's a whole lot to look at. All right, let's just look at the first one. All right, this is his A1. Attacks all enemies, destroys enemy max HP by 15% of the damage dealt. When destroying, max HP will ignore shield. Boom. Hitting hard. Big boy damage. Right off rip. A2, AoE, of course, places decreased speed and decreased defense for 3 turns, destroys your max HP by 15%. Now this one doesn't ignore shields, so if he hits into his shield, he won't destroy your max HP. Also, that decreased defense doesn't kill. Now we get into the passives, and this is what really starts to make this guy nasty. This one's pretty standard. Blood Flame Cloak starts the battle with a Divine Shield. While active, the shield reduces the damage Tainted Fire receives by 80%, pretty standard there, and prevents Tainted Fire from receiving any debuffs or being affected by their skill effects. The shield cannot be removed by skills that remove buffs. Each hit decreases the strength of the shield. The shield will be broken when hit enough times. The shield regenerates every time he takes a turn. If he starts the turn with the shield active, he will attack all enemies an extra time. The attack will destroy max HP. So just by the amount of damage the boss does, he will destroy your max HP. He also heals at the start of each turn. That value and the damage dealt increases according to the strength of the shield at the time of the attack. So if he has 5 stacks on the shield, he'll do more damage than if he has 1 stack on the shield. Now here's where Plarium thought they would be smart and add something interesting to the boss, which works up until about stage 6. Then he just gets too fast and you need too many hits, or the waves start to take too long. But anyhow, Quell the Flames instantly removes any freeze debuffs placed on Tainted Fire, decreases Tainted Fire's turn meter by 15% for each freeze debuff placed on him. When attacked, destroys max HP by 1% per hit if the Divine Shield is active. And this is where the boss is currently bugged. This is decreasing max HP anytime you hit the boss currently. He's also immune to stun, sleep, provoke, block active skills, block passive skills, fear, true fear, and petrification. Also immune to HP exchanging effects, HP balancing effects, turn meter decreasing effects, and cooldown increasing effects. Now these are the standard passives for most of the hard mode bosses. Almighty Strength, damage from skills that scale based on enemy max HP cannot exceed 10% of the boss's max HP when attacking the boss. We've had that since any stage above 20. Everyone's already familiar with that one. Now this one is the real kicker because they've pushed Blessings so heavily, and now all of these hard mode dungeons have this passive, Awakened Weakness. Decreases the damage inflicted by the boss for each awakening level on the target champion. Increases the damage received by the boss for each awakening level on the attacking champion. So if you haven't been participating in Blessings, you are even farther behind. These are some things that I've noticed that are good and bad after doing a lot of testing on the day of release. Valk is about the only champion we know that is going to be able to put a shield up big enough to keep everybody alive. It's going to be essential to do so. Cardiel is obviously the best ally attack here because he brings us our block debuffs to stop a lot of the decreased defense, decreased speed. He also brings a revive on death for very slim occasions, although we're not trying to utilize that as much as just the block debuffs in his extra ally attack. Heal reduction actually super strong. If we're not going to be able to utilize the freeze thing, we need to stop him from healing. He heals about 400,000, so keeping that up with that is pretty difficult. Decrease attack, basically essential on stage 10. If you're not running the double TO teams or something along those lines, you are going to be taking hits. Even with any of the freezes that we have currently, nobody can keep the turn meter down completely. Them hits are coming in. Poisons, because we're letting the boss take turns now, can be paired with heal reduction. Vizier in a toxic set actually kind of does everything you need all in one. Multi-hits, damage, heal reduction, decrease attack. He extends his own poisons out, so it brings you indefinite kill to the boss. Things of that nature. Increase and decrease speed, as always. If we can go more turns to the boss, we're almost always going to do better. And block debuffs is so important to not get that decreased defense on the higher stages. The boss will one-shot anybody through a Valk shield. Bad, we really don't think freeze is going to be good on 10 unless they adjust something. Taking the debuffs from the boss, like we just said, were pretty bad. Squishy champions, very difficult. They end up not being able to put out the damage that you want them to because you need to build about 4,000 defense on everybody, 3,500 on the squishier people. And right now, the max HP, there's not enough ways to restore the max HP. Miracle Heal is not keeping up, not with the buggedness of it. Maybe once it becomes not bugged, we'll be able to test more extensively. But for now, the max HP is a massive problem. Now, this is a team that I put together to farm for the 3x Savage event. I just thought I'd share it with you, and this is kind of where I am with the team at the moment. Stage 6 lets us do a couple easier champions. We don't need as many multi-hits. Obviously, Salad has a single hit. Ninja also has a single hit. Salad has no multi-hits whatsoever in his kit. However, he brings us increased speed and heal reduction. Two of the things that we were talking about. Two more is bringing our poisons and our decreased attack, decreased defense for the waves to speed it up. Cardiel bringing our ally attack with the Valk shield. Ninja also bringing his burns to help kill the boss quicker. So you see we take the waves down pretty quick. Salad basically two shots the whole thing. Now in 10, there's a reho in the second wave, which makes a lot of compositions just fall apart right there. You won't even make it to the boss. Stage 6 feels like a nice balance between not farming 10 and farming something better than 25. So I think I will be here for a minute as far as mass farming, or until somebody figures something else out. Maybe even once the nerf not the nerf, but the passive gets fixed, so that he doesn't destroy max HP all the time. As you'll see in this run, every time people touch him, they just lose HP. So yeah, I'm actually setting up on the second hit of his. So we hit all of the counterattacks into the shield first, and then Cardiel is going to go right into the ally attack. Going to break that shield open, put the burn out, decrease attack, heal reduction, and we're rolling just like that. Now it's just getting Valk to put enough shields up, keep everybody alive. There's our poisons even. And here, we just built everybody to face tank that hit. With that decreased attack on there, it's not bad at all. Even on 10, we weren't having too many problems. I'll spare you the run itself. I'll show you a little picture at the end of the 10 run that we did do, as well as some other people's that did it faster, of course. Yeah, we just hit the boss a couple times. Once Cardiel can rotate back around to his ally attacks, we basically bust it open again. I think here we might get a little lucky with the timing. That heal reduction came in right on the last hit. And I think this is where champions like Vizier are really good, because he can extend out that heal reduction. So by this point, if you have enough extensions, you've won the fight. There's no more fight left. You just have to survive. So there are definitely benefits to him, and I've been working with him on 10 so far. He's been nice, but he's also been not nice at the same time. As promised, here are a couple of the teams that completed stage 10 as of yesterday that I saw. At least this is mine, and what I actually ended up making my fastest. I completed at 9 minutes for my first run, shaved a couple minutes off, made a little dance, a little love, and got down tonight, something like that. And we did it a little bit, but I'm definitely feeling a lot more comfortable on 6, especially with the time. We can do twice as many runs, so probably just gonna stick there. And then this one is not me at all, but somebody from a Discord picture. I'm not exactly sure whose run it is, but if this is yours and you see this, feel free to claim it. I have no idea how they kept the Cold Hearts alive. This is one of the teams that I mentioned just crumbles to the reho. I don't know if there's a special speed tune that they used for this to get the reho to never cleanse or something. I saw the team on the optimizer and I tried to copy it and it didn't work. Even on the optimizer it said the runs were 40%. So I'm not sure. I tested with Cold Heart though. Amazing. 4-hit with the heal reduction, like we were talking about, and then just trying to utilize Tomb Lord in a couple different ways to get that decreased attack out there. Maybe ignore the poisons and just lean on the Cold Hearts. Maybe get the poisons out there. Maybe just focus the A1. I couldn't get it to work. I could barely get it to work on 6, let alone 10. And the main problem with 10 was the reho. I'm sure I could build the Cold Hearts to live enough with the decreased attack and such, but the reho, I have no idea how this team works. That's really all I have for you guys for now. This was only day 1. Day 2 now as I'm speaking. Maybe day 4 or 5 as you're watching. But that's what we got. I hope it's helpful to at least somebody. Maybe we can work on something together, get a foundation going here, and really get a crack going at this. This boss feels very overtuned. Comparative to the other bosses, especially in the hard modes, this one's definitely a step up.